Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. I have a scrapbook layout for you today. We're going to do a double page layout featuring the freshly baked collection from Close to My Heart. Now, I did get the actual workshop, so there's all sorts of extra pieces in here. Now, these are the coordinating dots. You can see they come in all the colors that work beautifully with this collection, and there's hearts and stars and circles in different sizes. Some are glittery, some are solid. I love the variety. And then you get photo place card holders. So there's 3x3, 3x4, 4x4, and 4x6. And if you're not creating these right away, you can use these, or if you don't have your photos right away, you can use these to hold the place for your photo, but I like to use them to plan layouts. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you may have seen me do that. I print my photos from home, so I will kind of use these to experiment and figure out what I need to, what size I need to print my photos. So those are handy to have around. And then this is the guide. It's a full color guide. It's like following a recipe. If you want to take this kit and make these 3 double page layouts, this tells you exactly how to do that. So you can create layouts really quickly by following the cutting guide, and then it tells you how to put those together. But I like to get the workshops because you get bonus pieces and you can, it's just more to create with. And I love to kind of use those as a jumping off point and do my own thing. We'll take a quick look at this before we get started. This is the coordinating sticker sheet. Baking memories or living the sweet life, and then there's all sorts of cookies. I love having word phrases on my layouts, and then just some cute little baking icons to go along. And there is a digital collection with a lot of these images as well, and that's always fun. And then we have the paper pack. So each of these are double-sided, as you'll see here, but I've already got them all flipped over so we can take a look at all the designs. This one has a recipe on the back, and then the opposite side or a recipe printed on the paper. The opposite side is this kind of wide stripe, milk and cookies, super cute. And the opposite side are all these baking icons, very fun. Look at the little cooling sheet with the cookies on it. And then this one is like confetti or sprinkles, and this would be fun for birthdays too. And the opposite side is this kind of grid paper, which is very similar to the look of a cooling rack that the cookies are on. So it all ties together and coordinates. Really fun. So you could use this for holiday baking, or I know we're going to be seeing different ideas coming out of this. But the workshop, you get these extra pieces. So these are frames, as you can see in this layout here. They have the frames. So that's where those came from. You just pop all these die cuts out, and then you have them ready to embellish your page. So there's a cute little cookie. So the more title options, holiday treats, lots of cookies on here. There's the other frame. And then these are fun. These could, just for layering. And I love building my embellishment clusters on these big pieces with the scalloped edges. Little cookies. And you get bonus pattern paper. So this is not available outside of the workshop. So you get this pattern paper, and then it looks like a couple of these. Fun little background visual texture there. And then you get coordinating cardstock that is the color palette for this and everything you need to create those layouts. So that is very, very fun. Lots of vanilla cardstock, toffee. This looks like honey butter, probably glacier, and then scarlet. So there are coordinating stamp sets. And then if you don't want the workshop kit, you can always get these things, individually. So here is the freshly baked scrapbooking stamp, and this is a die. So you do have to get it with the die because their stamps are available with or without the coordinating dies. So let's pull this out, and it's pretty good size too. I love that. So you get all the cookie dies, there's a little icing bag, and then this makes the grid. That's going to be fun on cards, even though it's for scrapbooking, cards, and scrapbooking layouts. So that is super cute. Since we are creating a double page layout, I'm going to bring in both of my VersaMats here. So I thought maybe I would start with this paper. This is the bonus paper, so it's just one-sided. And then I cut down the vanilla cardstock to 10 by 10, which is the size you would need to fit these little curlicue frames. Let me grab this here. And then that would sit around the edge. Now they had different background paper, but I'm just kind of switching things up a bit. Now this one, I got a little excited and I ripped it. That's not a big deal because you can always glue it, stick an embellishment over it. It is just fine. It's going to be perfect. So I was thinking about that, and then I have several photos. These are pictures. These are old pictures, so they're not very good quality. I mean, I reprinted them recently, but the lighting and everything was bad. So this is my mom and my boys when they were little. These are from 2012. So it was kind of a snowy winter day, and the kids were really bored. It was just slushy and wet and cold outside. So Grandma came up and we made cookies, and then they played checkers, which was a lot of fun. So I have photos documenting the day, and I just want to, this is actually going to be a gift for my mom. I scrapbook for her and then add them to her album. So I'm kind of thinking just roughly something like this. So if you look at the layout they have intended, you can see they did a different background paper, and it's almost like a grid style. So they have 4, and then they tied the centers in with the big circle layered with the hearts and cookies, which is super cute. But I, don't have my pictures oriented like that. So I am thinking, now this piece of paper is from the current mix-ins, but the mix-ins are designed to go with the current papers in the same catalog. So I'm thinking about kind of breaking this up, and I might even cut that and just do the top with the curly cues. I'll show you the rest of those mix-ins. So you can see they're just great patterns. They're smaller patterns, so they work really well to blend in with other papers. And they're just great neutrals. I love the mix-ins. I always get those. Wood grain, little plaid or checks, plaids, all sorts of great usable patterns. I cut a matching piece for the other side. These are 4 inches by 12. And you know what? I think maybe this might look better if we kind of butt them up so it's like one continuous piece. Let me move this over and kind of experiment. And because I ripped this, we can kind of see how it's going to look if we were to alter this piece and cut it. So let me just kind of bring this in. I think that's going to look good. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That didn't quite reach all the way across, so I'm just flipping it, and I'm going to cut it off right there, and then probably, let's see, about here. And then this striped pattern paper is going to just cover that transition. Now I can use the other half of this frame for the opposite side, and we'll just continue that all the way over. So let's see, yep, that's going to be perfect, and we can just trim off underneath there. This is a layout design that I return to time and time again. When you find one that works for you, it's okay to recreate that layout. By the time you switch up the photos and the papers and the embellishments and colors, nobody's really going to notice that 2 layouts might be similar in design. So I am going to go ahead and get this piece adhered down. I am using the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. This is, I buy this on Amazon, and I like it for applications like this when you need a very, very tiny thin nozzle. So I can go ahead and get this lined up on the top. I'm just kind of eyeballing it to where it looks even here. I'll go ahead and get the other side adhered off camera so you don't have to watch the entire process. Let me bring my photos back in. Now this is cute. This is holiday treats, and I thought maybe across the bottom here, and one on each side. And then I can use that open space on the left for embellishments or journaling, but it's not quite right. There's another title option I like better for this layout, so I'll save that for another project. And this is Scarlet cardstock, and then I have a piece of Glacier. I want to see which I like better. I do think the Scarlet makes the photo pop, so I am going to mat them all with Scarlet. Now my photos are 4x4 with the white frame, so the mats are 4 1/4 square. I want to bring in more color. This pattern paper is perfect because it has all the different colors featured in this paper pack, so that's going to allow me to bring more in the embellishments. Now this Baking Memories is a sticker from the sticker sheet. I put it on wax paper so I can kind of move it around. There's lots of places this title will work, but let's bring in the embellishments for now, and then we'll see where the title fits best. These large scallop circles are great for starting your embellishment clusters. Now the glacier one didn't really show up, it wasn't enough contrast, so I like this darker brown, and we'll put the toffee colored one over here. And then we have some little pinwheel cookies. So I'm going to put one on each side just for continuity. I've gone ahead and pulled several stickers off the coordinating sheet. This is a cute little recipe card, and I thought that would look fun layered under the title there. And here's a little yellow cookie. I can bring these colors in because I've already introduced them in the polka dot paper, so I feel like that works really well, but I do want more red down at the bottom just to add some visual weight. These are 1.5 by 12-inch strips of that cute little recipe paper, and then I'll finish the transition off with the polka dots. Now I printed my journaling out, but you can see it's not going to fit in this tag shape, so we're going to do some partial die cutting. You want to get that lined up where you want it and secure it with some removable tape. Now all partial die cutting is we're going to not put the part we do not want cut on the plates. So when I flip this over, you'll see what I mean. The bottom of this die cut tag is hanging off the plate, so it will not cut it out. Now I can run that through my die cutting plate, and then we get something like this. There are all sorts of fun techniques we can do with this, but I am just wanting my tag shape to be longer to fit the story. So I'm just going to cut up from the top and bottom here, and now we have a longer tag from the die that I had to work with. I think this is going to look good right here. I left the bottom longer thinking I might want to embellish that, but I think I'm going to just trim that down. We'll keep this tag very simple, and then we will line it up with the photos on the bottom edge. And I do see a capitalized word in my story that shouldn't be capitalized, but you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. So this was, like I said, a really fun day. It was cold and just wet, slushy, snowy outside, and the boys were just kind of going stir crazy trapped in the house. So my mom decided to come up for a visit and bake cookies with the boys, Christmas cookies. So they baked these sugar cookies, and once they decorated them and ate the cookies, of course, we enjoyed coffee, and the boys had hot cocoa, and we made some popcorn on the stove, and then we played a game of checkers, which was just really, really fun. And then I even let the boys open a Christmas present early because I was having a hard time keeping it quiet. The Christmas present were 2 little rats. Back to the layout here. This is a sticker from the sticker sheet, and it says, "It's not the holidays without cookies," and I thought that was so cute, and I layered a little rolling pin over the bottom of the cookie sheet, which is also from the sticker sheet. Now, some of you may have gotten hung up on the part of my story where I mentioned rats. Yes, I did get my boys rats for Christmas presents, and we've had lots of pet rats over the years. I absolutely love them. They are very smart, super sociable little creatures, and I know a lot of people are kind of just grossed out by them, but I think they're fantastic and I really enjoy them. So we do have lots of photos of the rats, but those will be on a different layout dedicated just to that memory. I wanted to focus on the baking for this particular memory. I'm using my T-square ruler to have a straight edge to adhere my little individual stickers to spell out the word baking, and then memories is going to go underneath. So I like the way that looks. I can go ahead and commit and press those down, and then this is all one sticker. So let me peel this off the wax paper here, and then we can just line that up kind of centered under our word baking. Now I introduced the pink color in the recipe card on the left, so I want to add just a little bit to the right. I always like to repeat colors so it's kind of even and draws your eye around the layout. We have a couple word stickers. This says baked with love and so sweet, and then this the cookies on the cooling rack, I'm going to tuck that right up here. I'm just having fun pulling stickers off. There's a little Christmas tree, and then of course we want to add some of these coordinating enamel dots. So I'm pulling off the scarlet ones in circles and hearts. We'll add some over here and then some over here. So I'm going to place 3 in kind of a triangle, and that looks a little bit random. I'm going to move those. So we'll put the heart by baking, and let me put those right up top there. I'll hold this up so you can see that fun detail. I did add a little twine or ribbon to the top of my tag. And for still shots of this layout, you can find those on Pinterest, Facebook, or Instagram. The links to my accounts are in the description box below, along with everything I used to create this layout. I look forward to reading your comments, and for more inspiration, you can check out these videos right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!